on that channel. Thanks.
CastleKidNFT.com. I'll just throw it in stream chat here. All right, everyone. So we are live here. Castle Kid Public Mint just kicked off. I think I got in. Gas is pretty low right now. I may try to get one more here. I have a little bit of... actually, I might go unwrap some ETH here. Double check and make sure mine went through. We're going to unwrap, let's see. Let's unwrap point 0.4. Maybe I can get a few more. I've got 3 already in my OpenSea. See how many we're up to. We're up to 4,500. They're going pretty fast. Come on, Uniswap, you can do this. Up to 5,000. So about 4,500 left. Gas still isn't crazy. See if I can get 3 more here. Uniswap's still pending. I might need to speed this one up if I want to try to get it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to speed it up. There we go. All right, there's the ETH. Let's double check there's still some left here. There are. I'll probably get 3 more. Double check the floor price on OpenSea. We're at 135 and rising, so I think I'll get 3 more here. Yeah, let's do 4. Let's do 4. Take a look here at this gas cost. Make sure it's under 45 seconds, so it's still looking pretty good there. I went through, so I got 4 more. So we've got 7. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pay my transaction cost or my approval cost for this. So y'all are getting kind of a live look into a public mint. And let's just put this one up for, I guess double mint cost would be 0.2. Let's make sure we're not going to get sniped here. So I've got some out there for 0.13. They're all getting swept. This one did. This one's still up. I wonder how fast that'll get bought. That was just listed a minute ago. So floor-wise, we're looking, there's a decent amount at 0.15. So I'm going to list at 0.19. I don't think it's going to be a crazy. If I get it sold at 0.19, I won't mind. So this is very important. Make sure you set your sale date to a short date. If you set it a long time, you can't change the date without paying a gas fee after that point. So make sure you set it to the minimum, which is 15 minutes. 519. So 15 minutes, 0.19. We'll go ahead and complete that listing. So this will pay the approval costs for my collection. So every Castle Kid that I list now, I just have to pay that one fee, a one-time gas fee, and then I can list all other Castle Kids for free since they're all part of the same collection. Double check mint here. Let's see how fast it's moving. Sign the OpenSea transaction for listing. As a flip play, I mean, could potentially be a blue chip depending on utility in the future, but I think this will be a good short-term flip play and potentially medium term as well. There's just so much saturation right now in the NFT world that it's hard to really determine how much is going to be a long-term blue chip hold or not. All right, we're looking at mints now. About 600 left now. So we're just getting to the end of the mint out. King Cian says, what's the link for the stream? We'll just say come to the stream chat. All right, so we're just about minted out here now. 500 left. And then we'll be able to start watching the etherscan to see, what these are selling for, how fast they're selling on OpenSea. It's my address here. Castle Kid token. So we're at 9551, about 450 left here. They're still minting pretty hard. Here's one that just sold on OpenSea. If you see atomic match, that usually means an OpenSea sale. So that sold for 0.125, but still most of these transactions are minting transactions. This is the method name on the smart contract that relates to mint. Most projects will tell you, straight up mint, but this one, for whatever reason, they didn't name it mint. All right, 9869, we're at 150 left. Here's another one that just sold on OpenSea, 0.125. So let's take a look at the floor here. See how thick the floor is with 0.125s. Gas is coming up a little bit, but it's still, oh, there we go. Now we see the gas starting to come up. And OpenSea is timed out. Big surprise there. Down goes OpenSea. Absolutely zero people are surprised here. Broken sea, as a lot of people like to call it. But you can see, there's a decent amount of sales in this kind of Ethereum volume traded has been stuck at 204 for a while. So you can tell that OpenSea's interface is just lagging behind. If we take a look at the token here, let's just refresh this. 99.48. We got about 50 mints left. It's another sale, 0.125. So pretty steady sales at 0.125 right now. There we go, 10,000 Castle Kids. So we are minted out. There it is, all sold out. So we can close this. I'm going to jump over to the Castle Kid Discord real quick here and see if we have any news there. They'll usually kind of announce, we sold out. Everyone's going to go hype. Sold out in less than 20 minutes. You can see general chats kind of popping off here a little bit. It is in slow mode, so people are sending one message every 2 minutes, but it's still moving a decent clip. Announcements. Sold out. There we go. You can see everyone kind of reacting. Usually you can tell how much hype there is around the project or how many people are in the Discord live by how fast these numbers are moving. So definitely a decent amount of people. Not the craziest drop I've seen, but definitely a decent amount.
Yeah, you're only sharing the Castle Kid there. I don't know if you want to change to your screen.
Oh, my bad. I'm sharing the wrong screen there. Yeah, I was just looking. Ooh, here's someone selling one at 0.1. Gas is probably a little high though. Let's see. That's a scam. That's a scam link. Be careful about that one. So someone's dropping scam links in the Discord. You got to be careful about those. Always double check the collection as well as the contract if you're unsure. It's hard because OpenSea doesn't really verify these collections, right? So it's pretty easy to get scammed, especially when you're really looking for a deal if you're in a hurry and you're like, oh no, they just minted out. They're out of mints. I need to go scoop one off the floor real quick. So always make sure if you're minting, use the official links from the official project's either website or Discord. A lot of people will DM you, especially during mint as well. If you're sitting in a project Discord, even if you're not necessarily talking. So be careful about DMs because people will DM you with bot accounts, even with a project's official logo. They'll look like an official account and say, hey, there's a new mint link, or, hey, click here to get a sneak peek or a quick mint. We've got a few extra whitelist spots or whatever. They'll give you a bunch of BS to try to trick you into getting scammed. So just be careful about that. All right, here we go. Now our mint is up. We're going to start seeing the sales rack up here. So now we've got 0.1249, 125, 13. So we can see the floor starting to come up a little bit now. Sales at 13, 139. So let's give it a few minutes here. I think I listed mine at 0.19, but mine is probably expired by now. So we'll sit tight. I may start dropping a few listings here out at kind of that 0.13 range. We'll see see how fast these come up here. So yeah, my 0.19 listing is expired now. You can see OpenSea is just a little bit slow. A lot of people hammering on it right now. For 4148 holders, so that's a good indicator that a lot of people are going to be flipping these for a little while, right? If 4,000 people minted out 10,000, that means that pretty much everyone minted an average of a little over 2.5 potentially. So here we go. We're starting to see a lot of sales for 0.13, 2 for 0.29. So I could potentially throw a few out there if I'm trying to just flip some quick. Sometimes there's people looking for deals out there that just missed the mint, but they maybe want to grab a bundle. I could potentially throw a bundle out there for kind of a higher price and see. Since I do have 7, it's probably a pretty low risk. So let's see here. These are my 3 lower numbers. So I'll probably why don't I list the 4 higher numbers? And I guess what would be a good kind of, oh, let's do a bundle actually. Four. We'll call it times 4. Cheap, save on gas. And let's make sure we set the duration to a short duration in case the price starts coming up a lot. I want to relist it. So I'm going to say 1 day, change this to a 9. Let's put it out there for, let's say half an hour, because we do have some other things we want to get to on the stream here, right? So we can leave them out there and come back. Certainly an interesting project, and I think if the hype stays up, I think prices will probably rise for another day or two. Usually it rises pretty close to reveal. So Murder says 1 ETH for 4, 0.25 each. I think that's a good target to shoot for. I mean, I'd be pretty happy at kind of that 0.2 range, doubling my money. So maybe I'll do a little bit above that. So let's do maybe a point. I don't know. If you put that 1 ETH there, people kind of see that and it trips their mind. So if you do want to list it for 1 ETH, just list it for like 0.99. 0.95 exactly. Yeah, you got it. That way, it doesn't seem like quite the drop that they're not spending a whole ETH on something. They're still getting a deal, but for you, it's basically the same price, right? It's basically an ETH worth of sales. So we'll see here. 0.95. Let's see if there's any other bundles out there, because if there aren't too many bundles out there yet, probably don't need to undercut super hard. So we've got 2 out there for 0.29, 0.3. Where's a bundle of 4? We've got a bundle of 3 here, 0.46, 0.5. Here's a bundle of 5 for 0.725. So if I put my 0.4 out, or my 4 out there for like a point, oof, that's a little bit tight on the margins. I think I can probably get a little more than that. So with a 5x bundle, I mean, I am the only 4x bundle out there. So I'll throw it up for probably 0.95 I think is appropriate. I won't be unhappy if it sells at that point. I'll go ahead and sign that, confirm that. And then we'll keep an eye on it through the stream. But we do have some other things we want to get to during the stream. MK Sticky says, I can't wait to mint the Holiday Ape Club. Absolutely. Excited for that coming up here. We've got a couple weeks to mint, up to mint date. So definitely excited. We've got a few more sneak peeks coming for you, for the apes. We just tweeted out our Yeti, which you've probably already seen, the Abominable Snow Ape. But we have a couple other rare, unique apes that are in the works that'll be coming out soon. I think you'll like them. We've got a couple in store that we're just coming out with. So those should be coming into the sneak peek channel in a few days. All right, so we will let that listing sit. We'll kind of keep an eye on the etherscan, see what the floor price is running up to. I mean, we're still seeing a lot of sales here. Woofy Wolf is sweeping the floor at 0.13, 0.136, 0.138, so it's starting to come up a little bit. 0.14, there we go. So we'll let it sit. Someone's selling a 4x for 0.6. That's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. That's a 0.15 sale range. I mean, it's not horrible. I guess if they were going to sell these at the floor anyway, the floor is 0.14 right now, at least on OpenSea, what we're seeing. So yeah, the last sale was 0.14. So we'll let it sit and see. This I think this is a little bit longer term play. I don't need to flip all of these right off the bat. If I was worried, if I didn't think this was a solid project or like a project that a lot of people were interested in, then I would be a little more worried. Then I might be trying to flip mine right off the bat here for a smaller margin. But I think this project has a little bit more room to run. I think getting into that 0.2 range shouldn't be a huge issue. So I'm not super worried about flipping right off the bat here. All right. Well, I guess welcome to the stream, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed kind of seeing that live mint process and following along and in watching the mints happen and seeing some of the etherscan details that a lot of folks you don't really wouldn't see. But you can kind of see the floor price still rising, right? 0.14, we saw a sale here for 0.158. So floor price is definitely coming up, and the holder amount is steadily increasing. So we're seeing a lot of people kind of spread out and start dumping off some of the ones they minted multiples of. Creature's here, and he wants to ask, can we go over the Luna stuff again? Absolutely. So I actually just put out a new video today about Luna X staking on Stater. But absolutely, we can go over the Astroport lock drop that we talked about in yesterday's stream. So for those of you who are in Luna, Terra Luna, we can go out to Teraswap, and I'll pull up the Astroport lock drop as well. All right, so here's kind of the layout of how it works. And keep in mind these dates, they did push these dates back, so it's no longer December 6th. I think it's December 14th is what they pushed it to now of when the kind of the migration starts. But basically what you need to do is provide liquidity on Teraswap. So Teraswap is the existing decentralized exchange in the Terra ecosystem. It's kind of the main one. And so I have some LP tokens right now in B-Luna and Luna. So B-Luna and Luna, I have 18.29 LP tokens. And that equates to about 25 Luna and 25 B-Luna. So they're approximately equivalent in value. So I'm getting a portion of fees anytime someone swaps between Luna and B-Luna in this pool here. So for example, I have 1.93 Luna in my wallet here. If I wanted to swap to Luna or B-Luna here, there would be a small transaction fee, and that fee would go to everyone who's holding the Luna and B-Luna LP tokens in that pool. So everyone who's provided the Luna and B-Luna to this pool for people to swap between gets a portion of the fees from everyone swapping. And so that's partially me in this particular pool, right? So I've got a small portion of it. Let's see, B-Luna. I've got a small portion of this pool, right? I have 18.29, so pretty small portion of the pool. If we want to see how big the pool is, let's see, Teraswap LP stats. Here's the Teraswap dashboard. There's a few different dashboards out there, but this is the main one. So you can see the volume per day, liquidity. So this is how much worth of value is staked in that liquidity pool. So there's 320.89 million worth of UST in B-Luna and Luna. And so I have 50 Luna basically, which at current Luna prices is, let's find out how much exactly that is. There's Terra Luna. I have 50 Luna, about $3,400 US. So if I was to divide, let's say 320.89 million, let's pull up a calculator here. Let me reassure my screen so that you can see the calculator. All right, so we said I had what, $3,400 basically. And then we've got 320 million. $9 million. So there you go. So a very, very, very small number, percentage of the pool there. But then this 24-hour volume in fees, or 24-hour volume in swaps, is 52.18 million. I'm not sure what the fee is on the swap. I think it's like a 0.1. Let's actually see what the Teraswap fees are. The exact percentages. 0.3%. So 0.3% of the volume. So if we were to take 0.3% of 52 million, which is the amount of volume in the last 24 hours, let's add this to the memory recall. We'll clear that. We'll say, yeah, 0.3%. So that'd be 0.003 times 52 million. $156,000 worth of fees split across that pool every day, or at least in the last 24 hours. That's how many fees were generated off of all that swap activity. So then that would get divided out between the pool. So for every dollar worth of liquidity there, so basically if we divide that 156,000 over the 320.89 million UST, so just divide that out, 320.89 million. That's again a very small number, but we'll multiply it by, I have $3,400 in that pool. So $1.65 basically is the fees I got in the last 24 hours from, and I don't think I've even been in the pool 24 hours. So I probably earned a little over $1 in the last day, just being in that pool. So at that current rate, it would be about a 26% APR if I left that LP pool just in Teraswap alone. So that's how you can calculate what your fee percentage would be. So I probably earned a little over $1 in fees from staking there. Now that's on Teraswap, so that's just LP in general and how fees work. But with the new Astroport launch, you can get an Astro drop, so basically an airdrop of the new Astro tokens on the new Astroport protocol, which is launching in the next week, if you move your Teraswap LP tokens over to Astroport. So you can stake them there, and that basically allows them to be able to have this Luna and B Luna available for people to swap on their platform, right? So instead of coming to Teraswap, you would be able to go to Astroport when that does launch next week, and you'd be able to swap between Luna and B Luna, just like you're doing here. Because everyone who's moving their LP tokens, they're taking their liquidity with them over to Astroport. They're staking it here so that people can swap there, and then instead of, I'm sure there'll be kind of a fee payout there as well. But in addition to that, people are going to, or Astroport is going to airdrop you Astro tokens based on the percentage of LP tokens that you've moved over. So looks like they're going to kind of give you that 7-day window to deposit starting on December 14th, I believe is what it is. So you still have a little bit of time if you want to go and put your Luna. For me, I do Luna and B Luna because I think Luna's going to go up at least shorter term. I don't want to worry about impermanent loss. Luna and UST is the other pool I would say is a decent play if you want to stake Luna or provide LP for Luna and UST. UST is a stable coin, so there's not going to be a huge impermanent loss there either. But I would pick one of those pools if I was going to go for this Astroport drop, which I am. So I'm doing the Luna and B Luna pool. The Astroport of the staking is not out yet. That's correct. Astroport is not live yet. If we go to the Astroport website, we can see it is not live yet. So it'll be astroport.fi for finance. But you can see not live yet. They'll have, I'm sure, a huge kind of announcement once they're live. But December 14th is currently what they're looking at. They do have a Discord and a Telegram and a Twitter, so I'm sure they'll be announcing all the launch dates there once it is live. But as of right now, the last I've heard was December 14th, so next week, basically. Then there's a phase 2 after that initial lock drop. So after you move your tokens over, or your LP tokens from Teraswap that first week, then phase 2 starts. Phase 2 starts that very next week. So instead of the 13th of December, now that's going to be like the 20th or the 21st. But you can lock your UST or your Astro tokens, some of the ones you got maybe from the first airdrop. You can put those into the Astro UST pool for 3 months, and you'll get even more Astro tokens. So I'm probably planning on doing that as well to try to get as many Astro tokens as I can. I've heard a lot of good things about the Astro protocol overall, especially on the Terra ecosystem. So I think that's going to be a pretty good play, and I'm pretty bullish on the Astro protocol overall. So good chance that those tokens will turn out nicely. But I am not, again, as always, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. Don't just jump into this because I'm doing it. Make sure you do your own research and you're comfortable with what you're putting in. Don't invest anything you're not willing to lose, right? Don't play with any money that's life changing or that's going to be life altering if you do lose the money. Only do it with money that you can afford. All right, Creature has another question regarding crypto itself. COPI, Cornucopia's token is coming out tomorrow. Is going to be available in PancakeSwap. I've never used PancakeSwap. Is there any info I should know beforehand if I'd like to jump in? Yeah, absolutely. So let's go over to PancakeSwap. This is pancakeswap.finance. And this is on the Binance Smart Chain. So typically you're going to need BNB. I honestly haven't played a whole ton on the Binance Smart Chain. But most likely, if it is something here, it's going to be kind of BNB as the native token. So think of like, on the Terra ecosystem, Luna is the native token. On Ethereum is the native token or coin. On Cardano, it's ADA. On I guess what other Avalanche, AVAX is the native coin. So here on Binance Smart Chain, it's BNB. Murder says go for slippage as well. Yeah, absolutely. So especially for newer tokens that maybe don't have a whole ton of liquidity out there, you'll have to be careful of slippage. So slippage tolerance is kind of how much you're willing for the price to slip between the time that you press the swap amount. So let's say I'm swapping for cake here, for example, right? So I have one BNB that translates to about 49.68 worth of cake. But you see how it says minimum received 49.44 cake. So that's a little bit less than the price it says here. And that's because of slippage and price impact here. So slippage is the amount of tolerance that you're willing to allow it to slip before you say, okay, I don't want to make that trade anymore, right? So if it's a 0.1% slippage, it says your transaction may fail, because basically what I'm saying, if I set this at 0.1%, I'm saying I want this amount of cake that I'm getting for BNB to be within 0.1% of this value. Otherwise, don't put the transaction through. So for example, I need to receive at least 409.63. If the price changes by the time I click swap and the time it actually can make the trade, if it's going to be less than 49.63, don't put the trade through. So that's what slippage is. And so a lot of times with newer tokens, so for example, if Kopi's coming out tomorrow and there's not enough liquidity because too many people are buying it, not enough people are selling it, then that slippage may have to be up quite a bit more, right? Because the price is moving so much because there's either a lot of demand or not enough supply. And so you may need to increase the slippage a little bit, right? You might need to go up to 5, 10, 20% depending on what the price is, right? And so certainly 50% is way too much. Let's see what 25%. So this one says your transaction may be front run. So that means people can watch your transaction depending on the gas that you put through, right? So you can see there's different gas levels you can put for how fast you want the transaction to go through. When it says you may be front run, when you put this level of slippage on it, people can basically watch the transaction. So go onto the etherscan equivalent for Binance, and they can see your transaction and what gas level you've set, what slippage level you've set. And so if you put that level of slippage out there, they can go in and potentially manipulate that pool and either add cake or remove cake in order to get you to pay a certain price for the cake, since your slippage is so high. So just be careful about that. Those are all things that are kind of complicated and a little bit dangerous, if you're playing with a large amount of money and a large amount of capital with a token that doesn't have a whole ton of liquidity. Now for cake, for example, we're on PancakeSwap, right? So cake is their token. So they're going to have a lot of liquidity in cake on PancakeSwap. So that's why the price impact is still going to be 0.01%. I'd probably be okay on a 0.1% slippage, with a decent gas setting, especially on cake. If I was on another random token, so let's pick one of these other random tokens like, I don't know, Donkey or Ellipsis or something like that. Most of these are probably not going to have, this one you can see 0.06 price impact. So that's about 5 times the amount as there was on cake. And that'll go up if I have more, a larger trade size. If I had 500 BNB, you can see now that price impact is 23.29% because they don't have enough EPS at this price, at the base price. So like if I had 1 BNB, the price is going to be 17.86, but they don't have enough EPS to trade all of that EPS for that price. So if I have 500 BNB or 1,000, let's just say 1,000, so it's easier to calculate. You can see now that price is quite a bit more, right? It's 37% price impact because there's just not enough EPS in that pool for me to swap. And this is the reason that Astroport, for example, wants everyone to move their LPO tokens over from Teraswap. Because when Astroport launches, they want to have people be able to swap between Luna and B Luna and UST and all their swap trades without having a huge price impact and without having a huge kind of slippage tolerance. They want to have that slippage really tight and enough liquidity where people can swap back and forth easily. Yeah, so for new coins, maybe 10 to 15%. Yeah, no, it all depends. You can kind of see based on the price impact and you know, if you want to watch kind of liquidity pools, if you have dashboards, depending on what it is. But yes, BNB. If there's a coin on PancakeSwap, you're going to need BNB most likely. If you do have Cake, sometimes they'll let you swap, but sometimes it'll route through the BNB swap pool, right? So it all depends on what the liquidity pool is. So if we see like pools here, this is your list of all the pools. This is your single side staking. The farms, I should say, is where you're going to see the LP pools. So you can see all the different pairs of tokens here. So you can kind of see what they're trading for and what token you're going to need to swap for which one. So let's say I wanted to get this MBOX token, right? For that one, I'd need BNB. For CHR, I'd need Binance US dollars. They probably have another BNB pool as well. If we search, that's what was that token called? Let's just use this one, IDIA. So this one, simply swapping for BUSD. So whatever token is in the native pool, that's usually going to be your best because let's say I use BNB to swap for IDIA, it would route through the BSUSD pool. So it would swap BNB for BUSD, which is a fee. Then it would swap BUSD for IDIA, which is another fee. So if you can, try to get the native swap, whatever the actual pool is, and try to use that token. But yeah, between BNB and BUSD, I'd say that's going to be your primary token. You'll have to add the token too. Yes, so potentially, you know, if it's a smaller token like Kopi, so we'll see if we can pull up what the actual token address is. Where's the Cornucopia token? Let's go to their Twitter and maybe they have a Discord. Here's their Discord. See if I can pull up their token details in the Discord. All right, so what we're trying to do, so you know, clearly Cornucopia is not one of these main tokens on here, right? This is just their top 10 or 20 tokens that they have available for swaps. If you want to add one manually, you'll have to click Manage Tokens, and this is where you'd put in your list name or your token address right here. So for that, what we're going to do is try to find the token address. They may not have released it yet, depending on, you know, since it is coming out tomorrow, they may not want people setting up for it, but we'll see if they've released it. See if it's in announcements. Here it is, right here. Official token contract is BSC right here. You can copy that. It says only available via PancakeSwap, 9 a.m. Eastern. So be careful about that. It's only going to be on PancakeSwap. So if we put that in there, there it is, COPI. So you actually can load it up right now. If you go to PancakeSwap, you can import it. It says unknown source. You can check it out on BSC scan, which is the etherscan equivalent. That's where it is right now. Here's the token, Cornucopias. There's that total supply, 3.6 billion basically. So we can say I understand import, and now it's set up there. There's no price chart since there's no real trades going through PancakeSwap yet, but I'm sure at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow is when they're going to launch those pools, and that's when you'll be able to swap. Most likely it'll be BNB for Kopi, could be BUSD, or potentially Cake, but it's probably going to be BNB. All right, Creature has another question. I have the BNB set up on my MetaMask. Now I have to go to an exchange and trade my ETH to get BNB, and I can do that on PancakeSwap. Yeah, so BNB is the Binance exchange coin. So Binance is probably going to be your best exchange for getting BNB. They actually do give you a discount on trading fees if you pay them in BNB if you're on Binance. So if you're in the US, use Binance.us. If you're in another part of the world, you can use Binance.com. But yeah, you'll want to set up there, and then you can send your BNB to your MetaMask address from Binance. Can't use Binance; it's illegal in Texas. Yeah, so you may have to use Binance.us if you're in the US. But yeah, BNB would be the token that you want primarily. I mean, you can bridge. There are some bridges out there if you want to bridge ETH over, for example. Oh, you can't even use Binance US in Texas? Is that true? No kidding. Connecticut, Hawaii, Idaho, Louisiana, New York, Texas, and Vermont. Wow. That is insane. Well, then you're gonna have to bridge over from somewhere. So let's see any swap. You can certainly bridge over from Ethereum, I believe. There's probably a few other chains you can bridge from. So if you go to AnySwap.exchange, I'm on the BSC mainnet. Let's say I want to bridge from, I don't know, let's just say ETH. So I'll switch my wallet to the Ethereum mainnet. Click on BSC, which is Binance Smart Chain mainnet. And I can bridge Ethereum over. I'm not sure if they have a BNB on ERC20. Doesn't look like they do. So yeah, I could bridge Ethereum over. I wonder what other assets they have. But I think ETH would probably be the easiest one to bridge over from Ethereum. Asking about Trader Joe. So there's, we can check AVAX as well. Switch to Avalanche. So yeah, you could bridge. Doesn't look like they support AVAX. Let's click on router. We might be able to route to BSC. There we go. So you could bridge USDC over from AVAX. You could probably bridge DAI and MIM over as well, which are the stable coins. You can do wrapped AVAX. So yeah, AVAX, you could do wrapped ETH from Avalanche. So plenty of options here across the board that you could bridge to Binance Smart Chain. So Avalanche would definitely be quite a bit cheaper if you needed that. So yeah, Trader Joe's, Trader Joe XYZ would be your Avalanche. They're actually down right now. Interesting. But yeah, I would say use AnySwap to bridge over then, since you can't use Binance. It's kind of a bummer you can't use it in Texas. That's it's unfortunate. All right. Any other questions there on token sales, swapping, providing LP? I think I walked through the kind of Teraswap Astroport airdrop prep. I know for Stater, for example, and this is something I made a video on earlier today. I posted a video in the YouTube Discord channel as well. But if you're not wanting to provide any LP, what you can do is called liquid staking. So you can take your Luna and stake it here. You'll earn 10.72% in Luna X. So basically what it'll do is it'll take your Luna, it'll put it into Luna X, which automatically compounds this interest. So it's kind of like, I know people were asking about Wonderland Time. If you go to Time Wonderland, and we can pull that up now too, since we have questions on it. Make sure I'm on Avalanche here. Perfect. So if you have time on Wonderland here, you can put your time in here and stake it for this APY. You'll earn basically 0.6% every 8 hours. And what it'll give you is it'll give you what's called memo. So time will turn into memories when it's staked. So basically memo is going to be time equivalent, but just staked. And then you can wrap your memo. So it'll turn into wrap W memo or wrapped memo. And what happens there is it'll automatically rebase for you without increasing the amount of W memo that you have. So the exchange rate here keeps going up every 8 hours. The amount of wrapped memo that's equal to memo, the amount of memo goes up and up and up. So that rate will keep going up every 8 hours by this percentage basically. And what that does for you is two things. So number one, it allows you to avoid taxable events since you're not gaining interest, right? And it's not a capital gain since you're not selling. You haven't sold the token. You're not selling the wrapped memo. It's just that the value of this is going up. So you're holding the same amount of wrapped memo, but the wrapped memo value is going up. But there's no taxable event since you're not selling it and you're not really gaining interest like you would if you were holding time or memo. If you were staking memo, that value would keep going up and up and up. You'd get more memo every 8 hours, right? And so that's potentially a taxable event depending on where you're at. So that's the benefit of wrapped memo. And so you can think of Luna X as kind of the equivalent on the Luna side of things. With Luna, you can stake your Luna for airdrops in either the Terra Station wallet. You could stake it in one of these stake pools here and get this interest rate, but then you'd get more Luna, right? And so since you're getting more Luna, that's potentially a taxable event. You're basically getting interest. And so with liquid staking, you can stake it and turn your Luna into Luna X, and Luna X value goes up over time at the same rate. You're getting that interest kind of in rebases of your Luna X, but the Luna X amount, you don't get more Luna X, right? The amount of Luna X you have stays the same. It's just the value keeps going up and up and up and up by this percent. So hopefully that answers that question. Wonderland money, you can kind of see I do have a little bit of money there in time and wrapped memo. I would say, it seems like ecosystem-wise between Ohm, Olympus DAO, and Wonderland Money, those are kind of the two kind of first movers there in the DAO space. You're seeing so many DAO forks and clones come out now. There's a lot of scams out there. I think a lot of these are kind of cash grabs, but Wonderland has Daniel Sesta behind it, who is the same person who is behind Abracadabra Money, which is the creator of the MIM stablecoin. So you can see Bell is part of this ecosystem as well. And then you can see they've integrated wrapped memo borrowing as well into the Avalanche ecosystem. So you can deposit your wrapped memo here and borrow MIM stablecoins at 5% and then farm other things with them if you'd like. So I don't think that Wonderland Money is quite as rug worthy or rug pull. Percentage is probably quite a bit lower than most of these other DAO forks that you're seeing, because a lot of these are just kind of spinning up out of nowhere. A lot of them are just kind of copying the code from Wonderland or Olympus and spinning up a random project just to kind of do a cash grab. But I think Wonderland is probably one of the safer ones out there. I'm not saying it's 100% safe by any means. Certainly none of these investments are. But some of these types of things are a little bit more reputable, I guess, than others. I know Daniel Sesta had some other projects in the past, and he has kind of a good reputation in the community. So I think that lends itself well to kind of the longevity of the project and him being able to find long-term use cases for time as a token. But you can kind of see the time price is getting a little bit lower, kind of close to the backing amount, which is actually pretty good from a buy perspective. Honestly, that's a pretty good discount on time. And I may consider picking up some more myself. Again, not financial advice, so don't just do anything because I'm doing it or because I think it's a good idea. Do your own research. Make sure you understand what you're getting into. And again, only put in what you're prepared to lose. Don't put anything in that you're going to need. Albedo, best time would be to invest around this time a small amount and see where the APY leaves you. Absolutely. I mean, this APY is super high, right? You see 80,000% APY and you're like, wow, that's a lot, right? So it is a decent amount, 0.6% every 8 hours, 9.6% every 5 days. That is quite a bit. But as you can see, I mean, the price doesn't necessarily stay the same. So like if we see the calculator here and we just say we have one memo, for example, right? $4,200 worth. Your time price at purchase is this much and the future price is this much. So assuming that the price stays the same with this APY, in 30 days, you'll have $7,400 potentially in time. Now, if the price goes down a little bit though, so you can see what was the backing price if we go back to the dashboard, 1968. So let's say it goes all the way down to that. We have one memo here. So now you can see, even though you're earning 81,000% APY, and even though you have, basically another 75% worth of time, so you have like a 73% gain in time perspective, you're still down money because the token has gone down in value, right? So keep that in mind. Even though you're getting a crazy APY in time, that there's no guarantee that time is going to stay at the same value compared to the US dollar. So yeah, Albedo, I think it is definitely down for the crash so far. I mean, crypto across the board kind of crashed a little bit, which again, I think liquidated a lot of people, right? So a lot of people were using time and wrapped memo, like we were talking about over here. They were putting their wrapped memo here and borrowing against it, right? So they're borrowing a lot of dollars against their wrap memo. And when their wrap memo went down, they got liquidated and their wrap memo got sold at a very cheap price because they got liquidated from their loan. Their collateral went below the amount that they were borrowing, or below the amount that is the cutoff for the amount that they were borrowing. And so they got liquidated. And that's when the wrap memo, price, I think, which is directly tied to time basically, right? Then dove a little bit. So I agree. I've seen, we can look at CoinGecko to see where the price history is a little bit. Let's just look at time. So yeah, during that last crash, that was right around this range, right? Yeah, so honestly, it didn't, it's market cap, let's look at price. So yeah, it's kind of been trending down pretty recently. It was up to the max of like 9,000, almost 10,000 there a few weeks ago. If we look even farther back, so it's kind of spiked up, touched that 10,000 range briefly, and then it started trending down. So, I mean, in my opinion, so the way that Olympus DAO and these Ohm Forks work is that there's a backing in the treasury. So the value can only get down to the minimum backing, right? So the minimum price it could be potentially is 1968, right? So let's say everyone sold out all of their time and it was just you left there holding, you would have at least 1968 per token of time that you had worth of value. So pretty limited risk. It's not like most coins where the risk is going to zero out of nowhere, right? So most other coins don't have backing. You could buy it at 4,000, it could go to zero and you'd lose all your money. Whereas with time here, they have $1968 worth of backing per time, so almost 50% backing. So it's kind of a hedge on how much you can really lose. You can only lose about $2,000 worth of that value with the 4,000. So you're not going to lose all of your money. Potentially it's only going to go down to about 2,000. So really this chart, kind of looks pretty bad if you look at it from like a 7-day perspective, right? It looks like it's just going all the way down, all the way down. But 2,000 is really the floor for it. So from that perspective, it actually looks like a potentially good buy. Again, do your own research and do your technical analysis. It bounced off of the 4,000 kind of floor here earlier today, and it looks like it's kind of bounced off of that support a few times. So I think that's kind of indicating that that may be a potential support level. But we'll see. Again, most of the things in crypto follow Bitcoin as well, right? So if Bitcoin tanks, there's no guarantees on what anything else is going to do. If Bitcoin tanks, chances are time's going to go down again. If Bitcoin goes on a run, then time's probably going to spike back up. So, but you never know. I mean, that's what all these experiments are aimed to do, is kind of explore game theory in the crypto markets and see what works, see what doesn't. Maybe it'll do something different when everyone's trying to find that asset that's going to hold its value when Bitcoin tanks, right? So maybe Time Wonderland or maybe Olympus DAO is going to be that asset, or maybe not, but that remains to be seen. All right. Any other questions for the stream? I know we've been on for about an hour now, so some solid content, some great questions. Keep them coming if you have any. Otherwise, we can check back in on Castle Kid here. Let's see where we're at. We're up to 4,200 holders now. What are we looking at for sales? 0.139. So the floor hasn't come up a whole ton. It's sitting at that 0.13, 0.14 range. So we will we'll see. There's still some selling for 0.15, 0.145. So I may throw in a few single sales here at 0.14, but we'll see. All right. Any other questions? Appreciate you all coming along for the ride. So we talked a little about, or I guess we started off covering the live mint of Castle Kid. You can see that floor price is up in the 0.14 range now, 0.13 range. We talked through Teraswap and getting ready for the Astroport LP Astro drops. And then we touched on Cornucopia, going through PancakeSwap, adding a custom token, getting ready for that launch tomorrow. And then we also covered some of the liquid staking on Luna with Stater, as well as Wonderland TIME. All right, G-Man says, what was the bid at? The bid for what? Are you talking about auctions for Castle Kid? You covered it. Yes, perfect. All right. Well, any other questions? I'm not seeing any in the chat, so appreciate everyone's time. We will have this replay uploaded here, a few hours probably. Check out the YouTube Discord channel here. I've got all the links to all of the streams, and I also uploaded a tutorial for the Luna X liquid staking earlier today, as well as the kind of that Teraswap LP process. And then I've got that Strong Block and DeFi Kingdoms tutorial video also in there, along with the nightly live stream. So thanks everyone for attending. Do we have any giveaways to announce, G-Man? I think we gave away some yesterday. Let me double check the list here. I thought we had maybe the invite contest to draw for. And then we've got a Twitter giveaway as well. Let me see. Yeah, we've got the retweet giveaway. We just did one of the retweet giveaways yesterday. And so someone won that from the redraw. Yeah, there's another Twitter giveaway. That's right. Let's double check. Maybe we can do that right now live on stream. Let me pull up Twitter here and see what we said on that last giveaway, if we're due for one of those, or if this was a Discord giveaway. Yeah, I think we are due for this the Twitter giveaway, since the last giveaway we did was the Discord drawing for murder. So let me pull this together. We can do this live on stream for the giveaway here on Twitter. So we'll go to Twitter drawing. I'll share my screen again. Good luck everyone here. We are going to throw the tweet URL in there. We're going to say you have to be following Holiday Ape Club. We are going to verify. Let's load the tweet here. This was one from a few days ago. Any tweet count? Well, we'll see if it's a legit account here, of course, and make sure that here's the list of all the entries. Oh, we are going to make sure that it's a legit account. And let's begin the draw here. Crypto Freak. Let's take a look at the entry, make sure Crypto Freak is following. I guess, can we even put Holiday Ape Club in here? There we go. Is following Holiday Ape Club. That's good. Did retweet. Did they tag anyone? I'm not seeing their I'm not seeing any tags here. We may have to redraw this one. Let's just double check the original tweet here. Crypto Freaker, not. Oh, there it is, Crypto Freak. So did tag some people. Awesome. So Crypto Freak, you've won the giveaway. You've won the drawing. I'll go ahead and shoot you a DM here after the stream. You can send us your wallet address. But congratulations to Crypto Freaker. I'm not sure what your name is here in Discord, but if you're on, you can shoot us a DM there. Otherwise, I'll DM you on Twitter, and we will get you your $100 on Ethereum. So congratulations, Crypto Freaker. Again, we'll have another giveaway being posted on Twitter shortly for that. We're going to have that invite drawing very soon. And then we'll also have some more giveaways. I think we've got some plans in place coming up for marketing. You know, we really want to hype our project up with the mint coming up in a couple weeks. So whatever y'all can do to spread the word, and if you have any ideas, feel free to share them with us, whether that be invite contests or maybe social media contests. People are making TikTok, Instagram videos, Twitter, sharing, etc. We'll probably have some contests there for the folks who make the best Holiday Ape Club content and are able to share it out. So keep an eye out for our announcements. We'll make an announcement there to see if we can get you all some more prizes for those. Otherwise, definitely getting excited for the launch. A few weeks out. We've got a few more sneak peeks coming for you with our special rare apes. So keep an eye out for those. And thanks as always. Stream wise, I'll be out for a little while here for the next week or so. I may not be able to do quite as in-depth streams here going forward for a little while. I'll definitely be continuing those, as I get back. But we've got some other plans in place for our live streams. We're going to go through some more tutorials as far as minting and NFTs and so forth. So keep an eye out. We'll definitely have some great content coming for you. And other than that, thanks for your time. Thanks for popping into the stream tonight. And we may be playing some trivia or some RPG games hereafter in the chat. So feel free to pop over there. Again, thanks as always, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everyone.